Around half a year ago, I was telling that we need a real AI integrated browser, and today is finally happening. So my name is Mitro, and I will tell you today about the Dia browser. So what is Dia browser? If you think from technical standpoint, it's basically a browser, a Chrome browser, just properly integrated with AI. What you have specifically is, if you think of it, there is a lot of this startup ideas, a cursor for X. So in this case, it's exactly cursor for the browser. And yeah, of course, you can do a lot of stuff, but let's say the main feature that, of course, you have your main window here. And what you can do is you can check, for example, weather in Berlin, and you can do search, or you can also do a regular chat. This uses some specific model that you don't really have access to, which is a bit offsetting. But the main feature is if we will open something, for example, sorry, I need to go back. So I will ask Berlin weather, and I'll Google it. And what I can do is I can hit Command E, and this will open a chat window on the side of the browser, which is really good feature in terms of chatting with the content. So we can ask, for example, what do you see? And it should give you back information what it says on a page. So what's good about this browser? Let's start with the good parts, and then we'll slowly go to areas of improvements, right? So the good thing is, if you want to ask something about the content of a page, a textual content, it's working quite well. So for example, I have here open my NA10, not mine actually, the NA10 official repo, right? And what you can do is, of course, you can hit Command E, and you can ask some question, how can I deploy it to Docker, for example? You don't need to specify what exactly, so it takes it from the content. Obviously, you can get the information about the situation, about the page itself. You can also make a shorter README for me. So something like this. Or my favorite is just TLDR. So you can just ask, open a new page, TLDR, gives you short information about what the page is about. And the best thing is you don't need to be on specifically on the current scroll, because it takes the whole information from the page that is loaded, of course. So there is a JavaScript component, but you can also ask questions that are off screen. So if this, for example, active community, you can go up, we can even refresh the page, open new, what they say about community. And of course it will be visible, should give us 400 plus integrations, 900 ready to use templates. So if you scroll down, exactly what it says basically. And this is a really great thing. Besides all of that, you can also kind of interact with YouTube. So asking questions about the content of a page or the video itself. The only thing, it's not using really the video, but it's using the captions that are shared here. So they, I presume, made some specific integration, which personally, you can lose a lot of context from the video itself, and they're kind of trying to fight with the Gemini feature that you can just post a video into the Gemini, say, watch it fully, and then you get a lot of context from it, which is really nice. Going from reading to data generation, we can also write stuff, and specifically, we don't need to select for the insertion, but we can say, I want write for me some poem about a cat. No, I have no idea, but just, yeah, you can use something to, of course, generate the content, and you will have this magical insert button, which you can just click, and then it will be inserted into the document. So I switch to the edit path now, and what we can see, if I select this, we will have this selection here at the bottom. And now you can ask, I don't know, make it 10x longer, for example. So you can also modify the text, you can select the whole thing. In this case, it's actually kind of work, but if I'll replace it, of course, we'll replace on the first phrase, which may be what we want. So kind of working. You can also like select everything and ask short, then make it more, I don't know, shorter, whatever. So this feature works quite well. So here is we can replace the text that we just selected. It's quite nice feature. The best feature that I feel for me personally is the most valuable from this whole browser is data scraping to some degree. So what we can do is we can ask, we can scroll as well, so we have more document, but it's quite enough. And we can say extract information from post, categorize them, and give me a small CSV document. So it will look through the text and give me the information. So we can see it. We built in something Einbürgerungstest in Leben in Deutschland. So and the category is apps and study tools. So this corresponds to the first post. So they built some tool, looks correct, and you can see also legal changes. Yeah, so it kind of works, and you can extract some stuff, not everything. So we will get there shortly. What you can also do is you, for example, want to travel somewhere, right? In this case, well, I'm traveling to the same city I'm in right now, in Berlin. So what I will do is basically I will open 4 different Airbnbs that I like. And I don't really know which one I want to pick, right? So they all kind of good. Maybe pricing is different, right? So what I can do is I can open a new tab and I can reference them with the add, and I can add all 4 of them here and then say, give me the cheapest option for 4-day stay, including the fee, the Airbnb fee, for example. So we can chat and we take all of the 4 pages together and get the cheapest option, which in our case is quiet room near Berlin Südkreuz, blah, blah, blah. So they say $162. I presume this is the first one for $34 euros. And exactly it's actually not the cheapest one, but I think there is maybe a fee that affects. But again, this is the problem. Private room. So it's actually cheaper here, which is weird that it didn't show, but maybe because it's not specifically in Berlin. Yeah, so all in all, it works quite well sometimes when you need to take some data. And it's quite a nice feature, let's say, to use a cross context or cross page context. So now we went from good stuff to a bad stuff. And in this case, if you want to ask something about Google Maps, it's not really working well. So whatever I will write, let's say, find me a nearest gas station. Or plainly, if you even ask, what do you see on a screen, it will not really show me anything. So because the JavaScript to function properly, blah, 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 it thinks it doesn't see the JavaScript. So obviously it doesn't have the context. And this is one of the biggest problems here is what I understand is it's basically using something like browser use, even simpler, to just take the text from the page, probably even visible one, and just inject it as a context. So it's not really that interactive. As you can also see, the actions that you can make is basically insert an update of the selected text, which is already something better than nothing, right? So a lot of these Chrome extensions don't really work well. But this is a big drawback, that it's not really see the page. It's just kind of scrapes the text and just inserts it. Going back to the text editor or text editing or extraction. So the insert is basically bound to the cursor position. So or selection, let's say. So if I will do something like in case of replace, of course, what I can do, add one more text line to the text, whatever. It gives me an insert, and supposedly it will go here, but if I will move it back, of course, the insert will just insert where like the cursor is, which can be theoretically okay thing, depends. You just need to get adapted to it maybe. So it's not like smart to understand the last position where it wants to be inserted, but also can be that you can theoretically change your mind, right? And you decided to modify something so the cursor can be gone. Yeah, I mean, it's like more maybe preference topic. And going back again to the Reddit, it has really shallow, as I said before, I was mentioning a lot of text, right? And so there is a lot of shallow understanding of the context. For example, if I'll ask, give me URLs to the posts with title names. And most of the time it will not really work. If you want to extract some data, valuable one, I'm not sure this is the way to go. So, and it's a bit sad because sometimes you just want CSV of something, give me the links, and then I will do something with them that I want, right? So this you cannot do with this browser, at least for now. Let's see how it will go later. Another big no-go is, at least for me, is the image search. So if you have an image on a page, it's not doing OCR or anything. So you can ask, what do you see in an image? Well, yeah, I didn't specify. So I can view or interpret the images directly. However, if you upload the image, so I need to do this basically, which also doesn't work. It's another story, but yeah, this is quite a drawback, let's say. And the last thing is, I was really mentioning that we need a auto completion, because sometimes you're just typing and let's say Gmail has this build feature built in, right? But some tools are not, and we need really unified that ideally can learn from your typing. It can learn to have some presets or some cache, some configs that knows your writing style and learns on the way, right? And then when you type something, and here should be auto completion that is missing from the browser itself. And this is like the most winning feature I want to see in such a browser, is this auto completion out of the box. You don't need to rely on the other tools. Of course, there's a question of how would you integrate it with other tools that are doing it as well. But this is where the people will pay the money for that. So would I pay for this browser? I would say my answer will be no, because there is many things that are missing. It's a great start. For sure, this is a great start, but you don't know which model they're using, so you don't know which power or smartness you get. Is it cloud? Is it something homemade? Is it something lightweight that is packed into the browser or will be packed? Is it something that external, how the data is processed? So there's many questions that it's not open, you don't know which model it is. It's quite, as is with Notion, I will not pay for Notion because I don't know if this model will not be outdated in 1 month. And I will need to like cancel the subscription because it will not satisfy my needs. So it's not clear what they are offering. The features are okay to some degree. Of course, there is a lot of stuff missing. The primary one is auto completion and the knowledge of the context of what is on a page. This is quite a big no-go for me. So once this stuff, if this stuff will be polished, I don't really care about automatization of clicks to that degree, but maybe that will be the next step. But yeah, for now, let's see how this stuff will go in coming months. And I think there will be bigger battle between different Perplexity Comet, I think, is coming out as well. So we will see, and hopefully this year we will get already something really great.